Going to talk to you today about a natural disaster. One of the deadliest ones there is, actually. And no, I'm not going to talk about hurricanes or volcanoes, but actually something you probably never heard of. A lignite eruption. Now, you're probably curious, what is a lignite eruption? Why is it so deadly? Well, essentially, a lignite eruption is when a bunch of carbon dioxide at the bottom of the lake builds up. This forms a giant gas cloud. Eventually, there's enough pressure at the bottom of the lake that the gas cloud explodes up to the surface. It then disperses. When the gas cloud disperses, it creates a noxious gas of CO2. This suffocates all living things in the surrounding area. Okay, you're probably a little bit panicked now. You might live next to a lake and wondering, hey, could this happen to me? Could I be suffocated in my sleep tonight? Take a deep breath. Calm down. It's not that big it's a big deal. But let's be honest, you probably would know if you live next to a lignite eruption lake. They're really rare. There's only 3 of them out there. And in this project, I'm going to focus on Lake Kivu. Lake Kivu is located on the border of Rwanda and Congo. It is the largest of the 3 lignite eruption lakes, and probably the most deadliest. This is because there's 360 cubic tons of metric gas on the bottom of the lake. Okay, that's really scary. And what's scarier is there's 2 million people surrounding this lake. Okay, so the government must be involved in this. And yes, they are. It's the Kivuwatt Project. This project will be able to help save the lives of the people. The Kivuwatt Project was actually started in 1980, right after the Lake Leos explosion happened. Scientists were terrified of the mass death toll and went after trying to figure out what other lakes can do this. They found Lake Kivu and started working on this project almost immediately. The essential goal of this project is actually to separate the carbon dioxide gas at the bottom through a straw, sucking it up and dispersing it out in the air so it doesn't create a large CO2 gas that would suffocate the entire population. But there's also one thing I forgot to add. Lake Kivu is just not carbon dioxide. There's also methane gas at the bottom of this. This makes things a little more interesting. If you're not really familiar with methane gas, it's really flammable, which is good and bad, because it is a lot more dangerous for the Kivuwatt Project to degas this lake, but there's also a potential profit from providing energy from this methane gas. Number one cause beyond the Kivuwatt Project should be safety, and the number one reason you should be motivated in financing this project. Yes, I understand most people want to have a financial goal in mind when they're investing in a project, but saving millions of lives should be enough reason for you to support this project. I'm not going to delude myself, though, and believe that everyone's just going to donate to this project because of the fact they think that they should save millions of lives. Yes, you should save millions of lives, but we're kind of desensitized to that. We see Sarah McLachlan commercials every day about dogs, or you see the starving children. What makes Rwanda so special that you should invest in this? Well, this is also going to provide a natural energy resource. That's right, energy. You know, oil, all that stuff that we've been fighting for in the Middle East. Yeah, we can actually make a huge friend of Rwanda by helping them with the Kivuwatt Project. So, how does it produce energy? Well, it's quite simple. When the CO2 gas gets sucked up, like I said earlier, to degas the lake properly, the methane gas gets filtered off from the CO2, going into a factory. This factory will essentially process the methane and use it as energy. The Rwandan government is also going through a bit of an energy crisis. Well, a large bit of an energy crisis. Their major natural resource is wood. Cutting down, destroying their forests, not that fun for the rest of the world. Global warming, we all die from the ice age. But they also got dependent on foreign oil, so that's also pretty terrible. Okay, it seems like a no-brainer. Why hasn't this project gone underway? Well, it kind of has. We broke ground in 2015. Yeah, that's 25 years after we started this project, so not a great time frame. But I will give them credit. Lake Kivu is one of the only lakes with methane gas that they were degassing, so you have to take your time and do your due diligence and make sure that the lake doesn't explode while you're trying to tap its natural resources. And I'll respect the safety all that we want, but there's one other problem. Yeah, the other reason this is taking so long is Rwanda. Well, the Rwandan government. It's really corrupt. If you're not unaware of this, in 1994 it had one of the largest genocides in history. And over the course of 100 days, people were scared to leave their homes because they thought they were going to die. So, Lake Kivu doesn't seem that dangerous when your own government's killing you. So, due to this, there's been no political pressure, no political aid to the Kivuwatt Project. Yeah, it seems like a no-brainer. You're saving the lives of your citizens, and you're also providing a much-needed resource that your economy can use. I understand that the Rwandan government has been corrupt in the past. By actually investing in the Kivuwatt Project, you'll create a more stable government because you become less dependent on foreign oil. In addition, which again, the main reason at all, you're saving millions of lives. And that's what really matters.